Hi, you're right. This is try describes question 5. Hopes and fears for the next 5 years. Nice one. Thinking ahead, what do you think could happen to you and your friends over the next 5 years? Um, well, hopefully all good things will happen to me and my friends in the next 5 years. Personally, I'm hoping to be in a secure job, earning at least like 40k. I'm hoping.
In 5 years.
Yeah, mate, that graduate scheme, 40k, that'll be one. Someone believes in me. Yeah, what's gonna happen to you in the next 5 years?
No. I don't know, it's hard to say, because I suppose in the last year I've already changed my mind what I want to do. Just been on placement at the moment in that sandwich course.
Look at the
It has given me like more of a perspective on what kind of job I do or do not want to have.
Explain what's the whole thing is.
Okay, well I work, basically, it's 4-year course, third year.
Not that.
No, sure. Third year you have a placement. I'm working on a fashion course at a leatherwear company, and it's a small leatherwear company in Manchester, so I haven't strayed very far from university. But it is small, so like, it's kind of struggle, especially with recession, etc. So it's, while I've enjoyed it, I had a lot of responsibility, really like have gained a lot from it, has really kind of given me a boost to start looking, already start looking at graduate schemes, job opportunities like around the country, what I need for like when I leave, if I can do anything in my final year to help me. Obviously going to be like striving towards first more now than before, but yeah, it's just changed my perspective. So I think that like if that much has happened, and I've only been working there since July, I've changed my opinion so much of what the next 5 years I really want to plan it out. So in the next 6 months I could
plan it.
No, but in the next 6 months I could have it more secured what I want to do. But I think like apart from another year of uni, then hopefully a grad scheme that will last not a year, 2 years, and then a job, hopefully we can work on.
Yeah. Well, yeah. For me, to be fair, I say a job, but I've changed that recently. Like before, I wanted to run my own business, and I still sort of do something to do with cars. That's like something that I've loved since a young age, and I just love to run my own business to do that, because it is what I feel most passionately about. But at the same time, I'm sort of prepared to take on just a regular 9 to 5 until I manage to achieve that dream, sort of thing. So what are our hopes? Well, to be fair, like, I know money doesn't buy happiness, but it sort of does. And yeah, I hope to be making a nice amount of money. Basically, if I'd rather, it's either like I'd rather have a sweet job, maybe not earning so much, running my own business sort of thing to do with cars, loving every day of work, maybe not earning that much but just enough to live off, or just doing like a shit job, but in as a trade-off, earning a lot more money for it. Yeah, fears. Well, at the minute, my fear is that I'm going to get a shit grade for my degree, and then in the future, all this shit about not being any jobs and our generation being the lost generation because of the recession. Obviously, that's a fear. Like the more you watch the news, the more depressed you get about everything. Wishes. Well, pretty similar to hopes, I guess. Wishes. I wish to get a good job. I also worry about people's health and stuff like that. I guess that comes under anxieties. I always worry about my health and people close to me. So yeah, I just sort of wish that. Also, my dad and my mum, they're having job troubles a little bit, so like that's another anxiety for me. Expectations. Well, my parents' expectations are great with me, so I sort of have the same now. Like I want to have a respectable career sort of thing, and preferably with a nice amount of money to go with it. So you can. What are your hopes?
Well, I hope that everything I said before, that like I get a job that I enjoy and earn a lot of money. actually. But again, I would settle for like a trade-off of having like a job that I really enjoyed. They didn't pay that much, but say I lived somewhere like that I really liked, that I was really happy there. You know, married, had family, things like that. Like if all that kind of stuff. Not to you. Yeah, if all that kind of stuff like was perfect and the job was decent, you enjoyed it, but obviously not like loads, and I'd still be quite happy with that trade-off. But I don't really have that many anxieties at the moment, I would say, just because I feel like I'm making a lot more steps. Like the more I do towards like something, I feel less. Like I say in first and second year I had more anxieties because you feel a bit like it's so far away, it's more out of your control, whereas at the moment, because I'm working now, I feel slightly more involved in my future career. Like I feel like I'm
progressing towards it.
feeding from what's happening at the moment,
Yeah,
trying to pick
yeah, that's
what
the
I want
thing.
to do in
Like
the
I don't
future.
really know exactly what job I want to do. I'm just sort of planning on getting any job, and then having that as a stepping stone to understanding what exactly it is I want to do further. But Alex is lucky enough to have just done a year in a small company where she gets bitched around, and at least she knows she doesn't want to get bitched around. Yeah. Okay, so think about your career. We've done that. Education. Well, yeah, we're both in education. Both pretty anxious about grades, isn't it? Now it's been 3 years and we pay like what? Maybe like
Oh yeah.
40
but
grand
just,
of
you're
debt.
more than I am because you're in third year, but I'm still out here.
Yeah, well, you haven't started that
No.
year, but you'll be anxious
Oh,
when you
yeah,
start it. But that's what I mean as well. Like a fat amount of money we spend on that degree. If you come out of it with a shit one, then you'll be pretty good. Lifestyle. Well, my lifestyle's been slowly changing towards more grown up, I guess.
No, I agree.
But yeah, so I'm not worried or anxious about that. I'm sort of happy with it. I'm enjoying chilling out more and drinking less, kicking less bins over. That used to be like a favourite Friday night pastime. Kicking off with mirrors. Stop doing that.
Running over cars.
Just running over cars. I've never run over a car. Society. Are you worried about society? I'm a bit worried about society. I don't think society is really that great in all aspects. A lot of nasty people out there in the world. Yeah, I don't think that's really going to change, especially nowadays. It doesn't seem like it's changing. That's partly the reason why I think we're both sort of planning on maybe moving away one day, not together or anything. Safety. Safety. What have you got to say about safety?
I'm always Uber paranoid.
Uber.
I'm obsessed with safety. I'm not worried about society. I think I'm too selfish at the moment to think about that. But safety,
You
Yeah.
used to be safety monitor at secondary school.
sure,
You
it's
did.
not fun. But yeah, no, I'm quite self-aware. So a little bit paranoid about safety. not like in a creepy way, just like being a
I've never heard this either, by the way. This is all new to everyone.
being a female working in a crappy area in Manchester.
Oh right, and that sort of safety.
Not like safety, like
I thought you meant like tripping
ladders
over.
and
Yeah, tripping over and like.
no, like rapists and
Oh
murderers
right.
and
That's part of society, Alex.
yeah, I know, but I mean like safety is a specific part of society. Society isn't like everything's going down the pan and people don't like the government and how it's reflecting on society, blah blah blah. I am aware of everything that's happening, but I haven't stopped to think like how it's affecting me personally because
Yeah, you don't care.
I don't care why at this moment. I probably will in the future.
No, well, yeah. Now for the safety thing, like girl-wise, like because she's made me worried about that sort of thing as well now. But not for me personally. I mean, like. But yeah, but society now. I thought that for a while, man. I've never thought society in Britain's been overly friendly. It's been racist in many parts, and yeah, just generally, I think people could be a lot nicer to each other. But yeah, as a quick recap, over the next 5 years, most important things to me are job, really mainly job and and pleasing my parents, because I know they're both pretty sad that I've moved away now, and I'm gonna try. I want to do my own thing. Like, I sort of feel like I want to move away even further, like possibly to another country. But at the same time, I feel like I should stay with them for a few more years because it's too early to leave them. Yeah, how about you? Recap. What's the most important thing?
Just being secure. Well, just being happy, I suppose. I want to be
Yeah.
happy in 5 years' time.
Being happy.
I want to be happy with where I am, whether it is crappy job, loads of money, good job, no money. Either or, if I'm happy with business.
Yeah. Well, basically, yeah. The job, the family. Those are the most important things.